Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of From Pain Point to On Point. I'm your host, Britt, and today we're going to chat about strategy. Here's a scenario. Walk with me. You're paging through dashboard after dashboard, call volumes, email opens, conversion rates, pipeline stages. You add fields, you build reports, you stack metrics like Lego bricks. Yet somehow, your team's performance still feels fuzzy. And you ask, why are all these numbers not helping us move faster? Today, we're going to talk about exactly that because what many sales teams don't need is more data. What they do need is a clear performance strategy, a framework that tells them what behaviors really matter, why they matter, and how to act on them. A framework that tells them what behaviors really matter, why they matter, and how to act on them. In this episode, we're going to unpack the problem with data overload and why dashboards can just become noise, what differentiates a data-driven team from a strategy-driven one, and the 5 steps that you can use right now to build a performance strategy that turns numbers into meaningful action. So let's jump right in. Once upon a time, sales teams craved visibility. Pipeline stages were murky and we all wanted clarity. And now, in the year of our Lord 2025, we've got more dashboards than coffee mugs in the break room or in your apartment since most of us work from home now. And still, things feel a little brittle. According to a 2024 report from Forrester Research, 78% of sales leaders say they have more data than they can effectively use, and yet only 24% feel confident that their team can act on it. So, what is going on? I'll tell you, it's information overload, baby. When everything is tracked, nothing stands out. Reps tune out of metrics. They stop believing that the numbers matter. And it's because of the lack of why. You might see that conversion dropped, but you don't know why. Without context, data just becomes a report card. It's not a roadmap. The other reason is behavior disconnect. Metrics show what happened, but they don't explain why that happened. If your dashboard lights up in red, you can't coach to it because you don't actually know what behavior shifted. So, of course, yes, visibility is good. That's what all of this is really founded on, but only if it's leading to clarity. So many teams are drowning in sightlines, but starving for action. And your dashboard should really serve your strategy, not the other way around. When data is used purely for upward reporting, look at how many items we have tracked, you're missing the gold, you're missing the coaching conversation. If you can see an activity dropping on your team, the metric says, call per rep down by 15%. That's great. But how do you respond? If you stop at, why are you making fewer calls? You're just reacting. If instead you're able to dig into the process, has anything changed about your workflow? Did your outreach messaging shift? Is a CRM integration slowing you down? Whatever, then you're coaching. A performance strategy turns dashboards from scoreboards into learning tools. It means that reps and managers can ask, what behaviors moved this number? What can we do differently before the end of the month? What leading indicator will give us an early read? And proactive coaching is going to beat out reactive reporting every single time. So here's the paradox. Once you have a strong performance strategy, you often end up measuring less. But what you measure has far more value. Our blog that we just recently put out puts it like this. When data serves strategy, you're focusing on leading indicators, not lagging ones. But what does that actually look like in practice? So instead of waiting to see revenue at the month end, you track qualified meetings booked this week. Instead of looking at conversions historically, you identify the call step where reps drop off and fix that. Instead of 47 metrics in your dashboard, you pick the 3 to 5 behaviors that always lead to success in your team, and you make those visible. When people know what good looks like and can see how their actions tie to it, motivation improves. Culture shifts from why are we down to here's what we can do differently. And so this is where it gets a little tactical, right? In our blog, we outline 5 different steps, so we're going to walk through them together. The first step is defining your outcomes. So start with clarity. Not just increase revenue. Everybody wants to increase revenue. That's why we're here, baby. But we want to focus on the behaviors and the milestones that lead to it. So, for example, daily call consistency, first contact within 24 hours, cross sell introductions. Those are all things that lead to revenue, but are actionable behaviors. The second step, identifying the key behaviors. For each outcome, pick the small, measurable actions, your leading indicators. These are things that you can coach, gamify, and celebrate. Step three, you want to visualize progress. Now, I know that I talked a little bit of crap on dashboards earlier, but it's really important to have them, and it's really important to have things visible to your team. People are motivated by visibility. So using dashboards, leaderboards, whiteboards, whatever you have. But again, we want it to be about progress. We want it to be about progress and not surveillance. We want to keep it connected to the behaviors that matter. Step four, if you have the ability, automate your insights. Use tools that surface trends and next steps. Little sales screen plug. Scout AI helps you do that in the sales screen app. This frees you, the manager, to lead, not dig. The idea isn't new tech, it's a smarter use of tech. Step five, review and evolve. Strategy is not static. Markets change, behaviors shift, your teams change, results evolve, everything is always moving. Regular reviews keep this alive. If you drop old metrics, add new ones, adjust behaviors, that's how you keep strategy fresh and also relevant and bringing in results. If you do these 5 steps, you shift from we have a lot of data to we know what actions matter and what to do about them. So, what's in it for you as a sales manager? This seems like a lot of work, but there's a lot of benefit to it too. Motivation is definitely going to improve. When reps can see how their actions matter and are recognized for them, they're way more engaged. Coaching becomes simpler because you move from what went wrong to what behavior changed and let's fix it, right? Retention goes up when people feel like their work has meaning. And we talk about this all the time when it comes to motivation. It's not just the numbers that they're tracking, it's important, relevant, meaningful work to them, then they're going to want to stay. They're going to want to keep progressing. They want to keep improving. And another thing that improves is focus. When you narrow the behaviors that drive success, you stop chasing dashboards and you start driving strategy. I think focus is probably the most important thing here. If you have so much that you're tracking, it really all gets lost in the noise. But if we stay focused on the behaviors that push the needle, then sales reps know what to do. And it also allows them to become a little bit more creative and autonomous in how they drive those behaviors. It's it's really the difference between being busy and being effective for both you and your team. So, how do we do this? How do you apply this? How do you do it? This week, you're going to find a behavior that drives an outcome. You're going to visualize it, whether it's on a whiteboard, whether it's in a Slack chat or a Microsoft Teams chat, or it's a leaderboard, however you visualize it. And then at the end of the week, you're going to ask your team, what progress did we make on this behavior? Recognize a rep who advanced the behavior, regardless of the deal outcome, because we know recognition is huge. Listen to our last 2 podcast episodes, because clarity really starts with the right questions. Does this metric drive behavior, or does it just describe it? And developing your strategy really comes from understanding the difference between those two things. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a manager, and let's help everyone shift from data overload to strategy clarity. And until next time, remember, more data isn't the answer. A clear strategy is. Happy gamifying!